normally priced suburban setting, and you work remotely, or you could work remotely. Well, it turns out that there are wonderful little properties dispersed throughout the United States that provide you the opportunity to live in a rural area with complete homesteading capability and would save you buku bucks on your mortgage. So imagine going from a life where you're working to make good money, but it's just going right back out of your bank account towards your mortgage and other bills, including food, which will continue to get much more expensive, I promise. You could up and move to some farmhouse in the middle of nowhere and give your young kids a delightful lifestyle change, free up a whole bunch of time to spend more time together as a family, and helping your kids to learn all kinds of really good life skills, and put down the screens and pick up some chickens instead. So I want to show you one example of this, and by the time this video is published, maybe this house isn't on the market anymore. It really doesn't matter. The point is, these things are out there. So let's take a look. First off, 8.7 acres. Okay, this is a gorgeous lot. There are 2 ponds on this piece of land. It's already got outbuildings. The wonderful thing about an existing farm is that the likelihood of the outbuildings existing and also being in a good place is high. Because people used to understand where to place these and why. Excuse me. And the older the farm is, the more likely it's figured out for you, which is good. There's nothing worse than spending time and money building a barn and then realizing it's in the wrong place. Well, I'm sure there are a lot of things worse, but you get what I mean. Okay, it's 8.7 acres. There's no HOA. You're not going to be dumping money every month so some lady with nothing better to do can yell at you for where your trash cans are. So the house itself, it's got a bunch of bedrooms packed in here, but it's only about 1,700 square feet, which is smaller than most people are used to today. But there are benefits to having a smaller house. Not only are your property taxes way lower, but it's less to maintain. It's less to clean. Gives your kids much more reason to go outside and play, and gives you much more reason to kick them outside to play. So that's all good. All right, so we can scroll down here because Zillow tells us some very important information, like how much the taxes are. So what would you guess? If this delightful place were in your neighborhood, what would the property taxes be? Where I live, something like this, the property taxes would probably be about $8,000 per year. Let's see what these guys are on the hook for. Less than $1,500 per year. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Now this house, I already looked. This house is, boy, if you could get in a time machine and go pre-COVID, all that could be yours for about $70,000. That's insane. But anyway, this is still a super sweet deal compared to what's out there. So let's check out the pictures. All right, so it's got these beautiful floors. Looks like it's all freshly painted, which is nice. It's got some nice trees. I'm going to guess that south is that way. Because like I said, old timers were wise with things like this, and these trees are probably planted to block the sun in the summertime. Give you a little shade for the house. All right, you got a nice carport. Got a shop there. It's pretty close to the house. Little sunroom. Cool. Like I said, everything looks newly painted, which is nice. So on and so forth. It's got a big open kitchen. Painted cabinets. All right. You got some cupboard space. It's good. Now we get to the outbuildings. Oh, a big, nice shop. So that's sweet. Wonder if you get the ladders with the house. They'd probably give it to you if you asked. All right. Lots of grass. So one thing that people who live in the West don't understand is in the Midwest and in the east of the country, it actually rains. It's an amazing concept. So you don't actually have to irrigate things. You can put seeds in the ground and they'll grow. You don't actually have to water stuff. Oh, a nice open barn here. It's really great. So on this land, what was it? About 9 acres. So it's this chunk here. On this land, you could rotate animals through here on pasture, and you could support probably 10 cows if you wanted to. You could also run pigs behind them and have all the meat that you need to eat. Between chickens, cows, and pigs, you could produce 100% of the meat that you eat on this land, which is pretty crazy. Okay? So it's about 2 hours outside Kansas City. I'm not sure if I said that. And I present this to you as an example of what is possible. So imagine that you're living in a place right now, and let's say that your house is worth $750,000, right? Now, it'd be great if you had that paid off, in which case you could sell that house, move out here, and put $500,000 into investments. Now, it'd be wise to break those up across different bands of risk, but the point is that is a lot of money to invest. And the proceeds from that, if you got a 10% return, you're talking $50,000 a year pre-tax. So taxes is its own thing, and it really depends on a lot of things. But let's just say you end up with that $50,000 each year, year over year. It's money you don't have right now. So if you broke that up and you put some of it towards increasing the principal of your investment, you could grow that over time and be in a pretty good position. Much faster than you could be where you are right now. But that's if the house is paid off. Let's say it's not paid off. Let's say you've got exactly $250,000 in equity. Let's say $270,000 because it's not free to move. All right, so sell your house, you move here. Guess what? You don't have a mortgage. Your land is completely paid off, and all you have to worry about is that sweet $1,500 property tax bill each year. So now if you look at your monthly budget, and let's say you've got a mortgage of $3,000 a month, that's life-changing money. $3,000 a month is life-changing money. And guess what? If you work remote, you're still making the same amount. So I invite you to consider things like this, because odds are there are options for living that are much better than the ones you're using right now. And maybe this isn't it, but the point is expand your horizons and really think about these things. Tremendously different and better life might be out there for you somewhere. And things like moving might not be on your short list of things to consider. But you shouldn't think about things in terms of how normal they are. You should think about them in terms of cost benefit. Living in a rural area is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And so it's worth looking into. If you find this helpful, speaking of money, if you find this helpful, I hope that you would consider making a recurring donation to the Upward Thought Foundation. It's what I do full time. And so when I'm not writing books, I sneak away and make these videos. But I spend about 70 hours a week writing books and doing other forms of ministry that are like that. And I give it all away for free. And it's only possible because of donations from other people. So if you haven't made a recurring donation, I invite you to set one up. I really appreciate the one-time donations too. I hope this is helpful.